What Now My Love by Tony Martini. All I have to say is one word, Tony: smooth.
Thank you so much.
It really had a Don Costa, it sounded like a Don Costa arrangement.
Not an easy song.
Wow.
And I'm happy, I'm not that happy with the stuff I do, you know.
Yeah.
You become your worst critic all the time. And that's about the 20th take.
Really?
Yes, it is, with a new microphone.
Off the air, I will describe to you his setup at home and you guys here, because you will not believe his. I mean, I'm not saying it's like a karaoke box and it's just got the. I mean, it's impressive equipment to sound like he had the 30-piece orchestra right there in his flipping living room, for crying out loud. By the way, Fran, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse, but Sister Fran I know is listening, so I apologize, but...
I love you, my baby sister.
No, I said flippant, but... I mean, smooth is the only way I could describe that sound.
Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, our videographer caught me in the corner over here doing my Jerry Lewis pantomime, some of that. But I mean, that's just what it invokes, so there's no way you can't sit there. Forget just tapping a toe. I mean, I was watching Cash from behind him, and you could just see him getting swallowed up by the sound.
I was just, I hate to use the old expression, but I was just digging it.
Digging it, baby.
That's the first for me as well. That's the first time I've ever
really
done that.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched you listen to yourself, Tony, and you listen to it like you're hearing it for the first time all the time. But I mean, just to hear that, and I have to tell you, Tony, I've been cheating. I've been playing that in my cars, so it wasn't the first time I heard it. But I mean, smooth is the only way I can describe it. All your songs are smooth because it's your sound, but that song in particular. I mean, you can close your eyes, like Cash said, and think Sinatra could sing it, or all the. But I mean, that sound. Smooth is the only way I can describe that song.
That's a major compliment.
And you hit the notes. I mean, it was just. I'm getting goosebumps. I was getting goosebumps.
Good.
This is the sound that I grew up with. It's the sound my parents grew up with, and you know, just to hear it after all the stuff that's out there today, it just settles you right down. I mean, I can't wait, frankly, to have the CD so that I can have a copy in the car. I can have a copy on my little machine
That's
by my
$9.99 in the car, $1.99 in the $9.99 in the house.
I'll tell you what, whatever the price is, it's going to be well worth it, and I'll recommend it as strongly as I possibly can.
My goal here is to be smooth, relaxing, loving with lyric, and then dynamic with the appropriate songs. And you'll see the mix is just about as I described.
And we talked about your methodology of singing, and we hear it in all the songs. When you sing, your goal is to sing the message in the song, so that, I don't care if you're sitting in a room of 4 other people in our studio, or whether you're singing to an audience of 40,000. If just one person walks out of that performance getting the message, getting the words in there that make sense, you, I know, after having spent time with you all these couple of years now, you would walk off the stage a happy performer if just one person got the message.
And I've had evenings many years ago when we were struggling performers with one person at the Tropicana Lounge, and Rodney Dangerfield was right next to me. True story. He was in the blue room, and I was like opposite him.
Right.
And there was only 1 or 2 people because I worked the graveyard.
Oh.
The graveyard, my friends, is the early morning shift.
Yes.
Because they loved me on the early morning shift. The bosses all said, put Tony on the early morning shift. And all the rounders are people that drink, play a lot on the tables, and chase women.
Not necessarily in that order, by the way. Would it be safe to say, Billy Joel did a song called The Piano Man?
Oh, Billy is such a giant.
To a certain extent, in that venue that you just talked about,
yes,
could you have been an early piano man to some degree?
Oh, I wish. I mean, Billy Joel is a genius. I'm a lounge singer, but I'm also a big room singer, as you know.
Right.
Because when Judy worked with me, she says you can do symphonic stuff with the symphony, like, not as well. I'm not a Johnny Mathis and a Henry Mancini collectively, but yeah, my voice fits that. I studied opera and pop.
Okay.
Yeah, Ben Henry Smith of Seattle taught me opera, and Judy Davis, the great Judy Davis, taught me pop. But what she taught me was how to sing everything. everything and do it well and understand the message. She was a fanatic about it. She wrote my first show for the road when I went to Australia. It was called The Two Faces of Tony Martini, and I went from pop to Pagliacci.
Wow.
Wow.
Phillips, before you go to break,
Yes.
Tony, you mentioned this about the message and getting across the message, in the very first show we did. And frankly, I've been listening to music ever since with that in mind. And very rarely can you listen to a song and you get the message. But when I hear your stuff and it comes out every time, it's just a pleasure to have have it there.
That's a singer's best compliment.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
it's worth it, I'll tell you.
You know, it's funny because I remember when he was playing the original CD to the music, he took me out to his car. And we're sitting in the car. It was like getting my own little private concert because he just blasted it. And everybody walking by, what are you listening to? What are you listening to? That sounds great. And we're playing this thing in his car. And you would swear we had the whole band sitting there in the car with us.
Doesn't hurt that you have a Bose system in there.
I was just going to say.
Hello.
All right, well, listen, we'll take it from there. We'll stop it at this point. We'll go to our last time out here. I'm sorry. I just got a question in my text, and we'll bring this up on the other side of the break, actually, from our videographer. And the reason I'm going to bring it up is because he's very familiar with who you're asking about. All right, when we come back on the other side, I'll ask that question, or maybe we'll put her on the mic and have her ask him direct. That would be better, okay? Because she can't say no. I got to take her home. When we come back on the other side, we'll then also debut Let Me Try Again, and Tony will set that up. You're listening to Tony Martini, my 50-year journey with Phillips and Cash, and the man himself, Tony Martini, right here on LBRocks.com.